Thokozani bogogo, thokozani bomkhulu, thokozani makhehla amadala. Igama lami uGokumoya Insizwa kaNkosi uzala uGwayisa Nsizwa kaSisiba empandeni kaMajola. Ngiyanibingelela futhi. Today we'll be talking about rivers and mountains and the air that we breathe and our bodies, how all of those connect to each other and become an impact in our lives. As you all know that we all have spiritual husbands, we all have spiritual wives, we all have spiritual siblings, you get? So now they connect with our souls in each and every single thing that we do, you get? So now I like to teach today that at some point in our lives we are not in conflict with other people, we are in conflict with our spiritual husbands and spiritual wives, you get? Because of now there's in our daily lives there are always problems, and in each and every problem there's a solution, you understand? Problems don't just come because of family zibe khona, no, ziba khona ngoba they're there to teach us something and they're there to make us aware of something, you understand? So now, as we all know that the dominant side, it's in the mountains, you get? The dominant side, it's on top of the mountains and trees, you understand? That's the dominant side. And the feminine side, it's in the rivers and the air that we breathe, the air that we breathe on a daily basis, you get? So now you need to know how to compare the two, and we need to know how to separate the two, because of when the mountains react, we should know what happens. When the rivers and air reacts, we should know what happens, you get? So now at some point that we'll dream about certain people that in our lives that maybe perhaps sizophupha umakhelwane asithakathi or something like that. Kanti no, umakhelwane wabantu doesn't know nothing. Into enzakala in that event is that your spiritual husband is angered because of what you did, or you are in disagreement with that mountain or the river, you understand? The river and the mountain, they have emotions. They have emotions that even us human beings have that kind of emotions, you get? That's why at some point you dream of having sex with somebody that you know or somebody that you don't know, or even one slow energy, see a creature in your dream, having sex with it. Don't you at some point don't think that you are being cursed. No, you are not being cursed. It's just because of that the mountain and the river zixabene. So masixabene, they have problems. So now the mountain yaphuma enzani goes to hunt, you understand? Because of yiyo ehuntayo, yiyo eletha izinto, yiyo eletha inkinga eziningi, ngithola into engisho. The mountain yaphuma ke hunt, and it finds you, and it finds you lonely now yourself, and it happens at night that you have sex with somebody. At that point, you're having sex with your spiritual husband. You clearly as a kite and then you're coming now. So what happens there? Uzosuka wenza that thing, that uzosuka have a sex naleyo ndaba leyo, you understand? And then you at that point you're gonna have a relationship with that mountain or something, you understand? But now it depends on what kind of energy it possesses, you understand? It depends on what kind of energy it provides onto you while you do that, you get? You need to understand that as well, because of ngesinye angered, ne? The mountain can be angered in so many ways, and then it keep it anger kuwena ngokulala nawo, yangithola into engisho. And then mase kwenzakala lokho ixabene nani namanzi nomoya, ngithola mase xabene ke zaseparate njengathi abantu aphila phansi komthunzi elanga endlini zethu saxabana, and then omunye ulala le omunye ulala le. It happens even in our nature, it happens. This kind of things happens empilweni zethu, this kind of things happens naku-nature, yathola into engisho. So now when that happens, mase kuyeza lo muntu lo uza ngesimo sokuthi no, we had an argument with a certain spirit. So now I'm angered and I want to release this anger. Now it finds you, you get, and then you get that emotion, and then uphupha ulele nendoda uphupha ulele nomfazi. You understand? When that happens, ulele nentambo qobo lwakho umnikazi wentaba. Yangithola mos. So when that happens, yenzakala the deed, yenzakala ebusuku, it happens, you have sex with that, make love with that person that you don't know or that you know of. Kusuka ke manje, you're building a relationship with this person, and then you find that in the morning masovuka uvuka sowukhathele, uvuka u-emotional, uvuka uzwa ngathi kukenye into enzima, uvuka ngathi bowubhizi kakhulu, kanti no, that anger, that emotion, that frustration that the mountain has passed on to you. And then you are going to be the target of that. And that's why since you know, you had sex with the nature itself, you get, and it possesses so much energy that it feeds onto you, and you become a target from that. You get the drift. So no, I'm a target. What the symbol is that uzothola you are a spiritual person, you are going to be target because of you have this kind of spirits inside you. You have angered ancestors inside you. You have these frustrations inside you, and then to it's gonna multiply because of zibona ngathi ulone, zibona ngathi uhlangahlangene, and ayikho into oyenza ngalokho, and then you're gonna be target. Uzobona ke ziza kuwena zilala nawe zenza konke lokho, and then you need to cleanse. Uthole ukuthi hayi unesilwane kanti lutho akusisilwane esithize. You just had a relationship, you just had an intercourse, like you had sex with the mountain of the river. You understand? So zifuna ukuthi ususe that anger that they have onto you, because of while that happens, your own ancestors ziba angrier, zikwatela wena futhi awazile, zikwatela wena even more because of the some pressure ebayitholile ngaphandle understand and all. So now that's why it's important, the sense that we need to have a decent relationship with our mountains and rivers. There's a certain way on how to pray on a mountain. There's a certain way on how to pray on the river, because these are two different spirits. You understand? And they possess different energies. You understand? Because at some point they get angered. Let's say for instance, to try to get past now into ayenzakala, and uba frustrated nayo into oyithandazelayo ayenzakala, uba frustrated. You understand? Kanti no, at a time ufike ngesikhathi esi-wrong, uthole ukuthi ke manje the mountain itself is angry at something. You understand? That's why kwesinye izinto hayi uzothola izihlahla zijika, uzothola amatshe amanye amenye indlela ngoba zisuke zilwile, zisuke zixabene. Angithola mos. So now injalo. So isimo sokuthi manje nanomphahla emfuleni uzizwa ngathi like your energy, you frustrate, like uhlangahlangene nje, ayikho into oyizwa kahle, ayikho into ohlangana. It's because of that energy that the river possess, and what happened or what's happening during that time, because now they have energies, they have emotions. We need to respect that as well. You understand? That's why since before before party, before winter, you need to check with what's happening, how the river flows. You understand? Because of the way it flows, it speaks to us and it tells us how they're feeling at that moment. And umnikazi wamanzina unjani phakathi is either is the right time for us to talk or it's not. Ngesinye isikhathi uzothola ukuthi ke uyaphahla laphaya, hey ayikho into enzakala, uba wes umthole ngesikhathi esi-wrong. And let's say for instance you have emergency to do ukuthi uphahle lapho while umuntu anjalo. There's certain things that you need to do so that umkhule down, so that azokwazi ukukuzwa ukuthi mawuphahle uthini. You understand? More or less, like you must provide like izinto kuyena, like provide, cleanse the place first. You understand? You need to provide, maybe also you need to provide coins, you need to provide food. You understand? To cool them down. You need to provide beads, you need to provide clothes. You understand? You need to provide a chicken so that they can eat, because they eat as well, as much as we eat not. I told them sure. So now we need to understand the difference on what's happening between these two spirits, because they are spirits and they live with us, and they have an understanding and they have emotions. So we need to understand that at all times. Everything enzakala entabeni is dominant. It wants to, if we not Like if you tata in charge, if you know by in charge of everything, you understand? And what's happening in Fulham is feminine, it's soft, and but it has ego. It has at some point it was stubborn, like a woman. You understand? So now we need to understand how to approach these two spirits and how to connect them well. You understand? Because at some point now self-qobo lwakho umzimba wakho unokuxabana nomoya wakho njenga uphefumula uzothola ngesinye isikhathi uheavy nana umzimba wakho nomoya wakho ziyaxabana ngesinye isikhathi ucabanga ukuthi ikhona into eyenzakele khona umuntu ongithakatha kanti lutho nje umoya wakho nomzimba wakho your flesh zixabene azizwane. They didn't have like an understanding of whatever communication that they had. You understand? So now we that's why it's very important for a spiritual person to partner. That's why it's very important for a spiritual person to consult. That's why it's very important for umuntu onamadlozi who has a spiritual connection with certain things. Understand ukuthi kwenzakala ukuthi ageze ukuthi izinto zakhe zihlele zi-right ngoba if you don't do that izinto ziyamoshakala because of each and every single day of our lives there's problems, there's conflict in everything that we do. That's why ngesinye isikhathi nanoma sithi sibamba izinto ziphuka ngoba kunempi esibhekane nayo. Ayithola into engishoyo. So now I'm trying to understand ukuthi nani kwamele uku-understand lokhu makwenzakala ukuthi you need to approach certain things ngenye indlela. Ayithola into engishoyo. So now umzimba wakho mawuxabane nawe nomoya wakho, you know how to cool this down by drinking cold water. You understand? Not warm, not anything. By drinking cold water, and you're gonna feel into ezoyehla kuwena ngokugeza ngamanzi abandayo to resolve that conflict that umzimba wakho nomoya wakho banayo. You understand? As much as intaba nemoya nemanzi are in conflict because each and everything in this world they do misbehave, they do have problems, everything is in inkinga. That's why that's why we have preachers, that's why we have spiritual people, so that we can solve the problems ezibakhona kulo mhlaba lo siphila kuwo ngoba as human beings we cause those problems, and then we at the end we want to benefit from certain things whereas we did some certain mistakes. That's why at some point kwamele sihle si-rectify ama-mistake wethu ngokwenza izinto ezi-right, like ukuthandaza ngendlela e-right, like ukuphahla ngendlela e-right, like nabo ukubanika izinto, like to feed them as well because they eat. You understand? That's why izinto nje eziningi ziyenzakala ungasi-understand. Each and every single thing in this world has problems. We are here to solve those problems. A child is born today, uyuzalwa ngoba kwamele khona enye into kumele ayisolve makakhulu. Ayithola into engishoyo. Ezinye izinto azenzakali ngoba kumele zenzakala ngoba kunesizathu. So this is part 1. Please tune in and we'll educate you about mountains and rivers and air so that you can understand even more. So please do subscribe. If you have any questions, I'm free to answer and let's communicate. Akubeni kuhle. Thokozani makhehla, thokozani bomkhulu. Share.